Once upon a time, in a cozy little corner of the world, there lived a mother pig with her 3 little sons. As they grew older and bigger, she knew it was time for them to venture out and build their own homes. With a loving nudge and a basket packed with goodies, she sent them off into the great wide world to seek their fortunes. Be sure to build strong houses, she advised, and always, always watch out for the big bad wolf. The 3 little pigs waved goodbye and trotted down the road, each one dreaming of the perfect house. They hadn't gone far when they met a farmer pulling a cart filled with straw. The first little pig, who was perhaps a bit lazy and wanted to finish his work quickly so he could play, had an idea. "Excuse me, sir," he politely asked the farmer. "Could you please spare some straw so I can build my house?" The farmer, a kind man, agreed, and the first little pig got to work. He huffed and he puffed, and in no time at all he had built a house of straw. It wasn't the strongest house, but it was quick. He danced around his new home, singing, "I'm safe and sound, the wolf can't get me now." The other 2 pigs continued on their way. Soon they came across a man gathering a large bundle of sticks. The second little pig, who was a little more thoughtful than his brother but still in a hurry, thought sticks would be much better than straw. "Pardon me," he said to the man. "May I have some of those sticks to build my house?" The man kindly gave him an armful of sturdy sticks. The second pig worked a little harder than his brother, weaving and tying the sticks together. Before long, he had a house of sticks. It looked quite nice, and he was very proud. He stood by his door and declared, "My house is strong, my house is grand, the best little house in all the land." Now, the third little pig was left all alone. He was the most patient and hard-working of the 3. He remembered his mother's words about building a strong house. As he walked along, he saw a bricklayer with a wagon full of heavy, red bricks. An idea sparked in his mind. A house of bricks would be the strongest of all. "Good sir," he asked politely, "would you be willing to sell me some of your bricks to build my house?" The bricklayer was impressed by the little pig's determination and sold him a good load of bricks. Building a house of bricks was not easy. The third little pig worked day and night. He mixed mortar, laid each brick carefully, built a strong foundation, and even added a sturdy wooden door and a big fireplace with a chimney. It took him a very long time, but when he was finished, he had a solid, wonderful little brick house. He sighed with satisfaction, knowing he had done his very best. He felt truly safe and secure. Meanwhile, the big bad wolf had been lurking in the woods, and his tummy was rumbling. He'd been watching the 3 little pigs and saw a perfect opportunity for a piggy feast. He crept up to the house of straw where the first little pig was happily playing his flute. The wolf knocked on the door. Little pig, let me come in," he growled in his deepest, scariest voice. The little pig peeked through the keyhole, saw the wolf's big teeth, and squealed, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." The wolf just chuckled. "Then I'll huff, and I'll blow your house in, Anne." He took a deep breath and he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew with all his might. The straw house, being so light, flew apart in an instant. The first little pig, terrified, ran as fast as his little legs could carry him all the way to his brother's house of sticks. He burst through the door, shouting, "The wolf! The wolf is coming!" The second little pig quickly barred the door just as they heard a knock. Little pigs, let me come in," roared the wolf, who was now twice as hungry. The two pigs huddled together and squeaked, "Not by the hair of our chins." "Oh, really?" said the wolf. "Then I'll huff and I'll blow your house in." He took an even deeper breath this time. He huffed and he puffed, and the house of sticks began to creak and groan. He gave one more mighty puff, and the sticks came tumbling down. The two little pigs screamed and scrambled out of the wreckage, running for their lives towards their brother's brick house. They pounded on the sturdy wooden door. "Let us in. The wolf is chasing us." The third little pig opened the door, and his two brothers tumbled inside, shaking with fear. He quickly bolted the door shut just as the big bad wolf arrived, now angrier and hungrier than ever. He couldn't believe his luck, 3 pigs in one house. Little pigs, let me come in," he bellowed, his voice echoing through the forest. The 3 little pigs, feeling much braver behind the strong brick walls, replied together, "Not by the hair of our chins." The wolf was furious. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." So he huffed and he puffed, but nothing happened. The brick house didn't even tremble. He huffed again, harder this time, and he puffed with all his might until he was red in the face. The house stood firm. He tried again and again, but it was no use. The brick house was just too strong. Exhausted and out of breath, the wolf had to think of a new plan. He looked up and saw the chimney. "Aha," he thought. "I'll climb onto the roof and slide down the chimney. I'll catch them by surprise." He quietly scrambled up the side of the house and onto the roof. But the third little pig was not only hard-working, he was also very clever. Hearing the scuttling on the roof, he knew exactly what the wolf was planning. He whispered to his brothers, "Quick, help me." They had a big pot of water boiling over the fire in the fireplace. Working together, they quickly took the lid off the pot. Just as the wolf squeezed himself into the chimney and began to slide down, he fell right into the pot of boiling water with a giant splash. He howled in pain, leaped out of the pot, shot back up the chimney, and ran off into the woods, never to be seen again. The 3 little pigs cheered. They were safe at last. The first 2 pigs thanked their brother for his hard work and cleverness. They learned a valuable lesson that day, that taking your time and doing things the right way is always the best way. From then on, the 3 little pigs lived together happily and safely in the strong little house of bricks. And they knew, thanks to their mother's advice and their brother's hard work, they had nothing to fear. Thanks so much for watching our story today. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more classic tales. We'll see you in the next video.